Yeah, my bangs are just doing whatever they want today, as usual. So, actually, I have a brush here. See? Yep. They just don't like to listen to me. And I don't like to put hairspray in my hair, so. Yeah, I own hairspray, but it doesn't go in my hair, it goes and seals some of my sketches. So, anyway, I guess, I'm able to go up and down the stairs now, without a cane, which is awesome. I've been able to go back to doing some of my exercises. I just have to do them in short bursts, shorter than I would normally be able to do it, definitely. And I have to make sure that I'm still taking the ibuprofen, otherwise it's too swollen to really be easy to move. I mean, I could still move it, but it's still too swollen. So there's still that pain and that type of pain where I'm like, and it has taken longer than it did last time I heard it. So I'm actually kind of worried that I damaged the bone graft that they did on my hip whenever I was younger. That's not great. That's not great. So, yeah, I mean, I can't really stand for very long. And I have to sit a certain way, otherwise, this is different than last time. Last time it helped if I laid directly on it. This time, one of the things that makes me suspect that it's different is because there's a pain from the joint and that irritation, and I cannot lay directly on it. And last time it helped to lay directly on it. This time it actually hurts it and causes hella pain. And I've actually, I have to, have my leg in, this exact position with, something between my knees exactly right, or it doesn't work, and, yeah. But it's at a point where I can kind of push through it. I just have to limit myself, and just listen to my limits. It's pretty basic, but I'm like, yes! Exercise! I hate being stationary. I like to be doing things and moving around. And even if I am stationary, I'm doing something with my hands. I mean, I'm not really someone who likes to just sit idle and do nothing. So, yeah. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, if I am sitting and doing nothing, I'm still doing something, so. Yeah. Anyway, just sort of yay! I need to remind better half to check for boxes at work, and yeah, we're doing our prep for the move. We need to schedule everything out as far as when we're going to notify the superintendent for Maricopa, because it says for your we have to notify the superintendent for Maricopa, not just the school district, but the big county superintendent that we intend to homeschool. And we've got to make sure that everything, we don't want to be paying for it before he's going to be using it, but we don't mind doing that a week before he really starts using it. So it's sort of have it ready, but he still has homework for his schooling now that he needs to do, and whenever he gets home from school, he's pretty tired. So yesterday I was okay, new plan, because he always procrastinates the math page. So I said, okay, new plan, do the math first. That worked out pretty well, actually. I don't know where his page is. I think he put it in his bookcase. It's pretty much done. Because he did the math first. He wasn't sitting there like... He always takes longer if he doesn't like something, and he likes math. He just doesn't like the way that they're doing it, and it looks like they haven't taught him how to write it out. And I'm like, okay, well, doing it in your head is a good skill, but, you know, why aren't they teaching the kids to write it out and figure it out if they... Well, I guess, I don't know. It helps if you at least get the basic stuff down first. That even, like, later can become another way to write some stuff out, so... As long as he's able to figure it out, and I've actually gone over it with him different ways, because he doesn't seem to want to write it down. Because I actually suggested, there's a way that we can write this down and make it easier. And he's just like, "Nyeh." So I was going over it with him. Basically the same principle as what my grandfather told me whenever I was a kid. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And I told him I was teaching him how to break it up. So you have like 9 plus 10, okay? Or 9 plus 11. Then you're like, okay. Well, let's do 9 plus 10, because that's the easiest. To actually, like... I was never very good at doing math in my head. I know the basic principle, but... well, I was good at it at first, but then, like, all this stuff happened, so I have, like, no practice with it, no confidence in it. So, like, while rationally I'm aware that it's possible and that I have the capacity for it, I have, like, no practice with it, and I'm, like, 29 years old. It's not like I'm Chris's age, where you can, like, reteach yourself how to think about it. It doesn't matter if I know this is possible, it's just... I'm a little more set in how I think than he is. So... it's just a developmental thing. Like, I could, but it would take a lot more for me to do that. So I can be aware of it and, like, not automatically think that way just because I know that this would be somewhat beneficial. So it's a little different than that. Like, you actually have to work at it. And I haven't been able to put that amount of work in it yet. I know it enough to be able to help him learn how to do it. So it's basically like or you know what? That wouldn't be a very good example. Let's do 5 plus 6. It's a smaller example, but it's easier to explain as far as the principle goes. It illustrates the principle better. So he'd go, what's 5 plus 6? I don't know this one. And I said, well, Chris, why? He says, it's too big. Well, break it down. What's 5 plus 5? 10. What's 5 plus 6? 11. I'm like, well, how'd you figure it out? Well, 6 is one more than 5. It's that kind of logic. It's just a think about it in your head. Figure it out. Break it down. If you don't know exactly what this is, break it down to numbers that you know what these are. And then, you kind of build on that. And then eventually, these numbers, too, will be things that he'll look at. And he'll be like, I know what this is. Without even trying. And, he doesn't like to write down his work for his math. And that's probably going to serve him better in homeschooling. Because public school is relentless with this. It doesn't matter what method they're using. They want you to write it down and show in written writing that you understand this. Ow. Sorry, gorgeous. Did I sneeze on you? So, yeah. That's a dirty look. Miss Purdy, purr, purr, purr. Purr, purr. See? Purr, purr, purr. We have two cats. Usually Lucky's the one all up in my grill whenever I'm doing this. It looks like Gorgeous felt like she doesn't want to retreat to the stairs. That's another thing that we're going to have to kind of hash out whenever we move. Yeah, Gorgeous likes high places. There's not going to be a lot of those. And we're going to have to teach them to go nowhere near the fireplace. This could be fun. 3 doors in and out. Yeah. You guys are getting old. Yeah? You resent that remark, or do you resemble that remark? Meow. We've only ever had to transport like one of our oh goodness gracious, how are we gonna do this? We're gonna have to get another cat carrier, aren't we? Your butt is too big for that cat carrier. You used to fit in there. Fine. She's giving me this look like, don't call me fat. No, that was her cat carrier whenever she was kind of underweight whenever I got her. Like, they were trying to get her to eat, but she wasn't. So, like, she was okay, but she was, like, low end. Whenever she got up to a healthy weight, though, she doesn't like that much of an enclosed space. So, and it's a little tighter for her than it is for Lucky. Yeah. Also, we can't really fit them at the same time, and separating them during like transport to the new place will just be more stressful. Like, as much as they occasionally bat one another across the head or whatnot, they actually become distressed whenever they're separated. Like, they love each other to bits, but they fight like siblings. There was like yeah, during the time whenever Lucky was, a young cat who occasionally got out. And that's another thing we're gonna have to be like, don't let the cats out. Lucky is a scaredy cat. The first thing he will do is find a car, climb up in it, and we will either find him in the engine because the car doesn't work and he got lucky as fuck, or it's just something to keep in mind. Like, we know that this move is going to freak them out. There's not going to be stairs anymore, and we're gonna have to keep in mind and keep like a high place open, because that's where Gorgeous is going to feel safe. Lucky is probably just going to attach himself to either Chris or myself or Jean or all of us. He's just going to attach himself. He's just going to be beside himself for a while. But Gorgeous, she's going to be between that and high places. So we're going to need a place with like an area for her to climb up on or jump up to that isn't the top of the fireplace. And I guess that would be fine too, as long as like, well, I guess that wouldn't hurt. But, I don't want either one of them to get in the habit of going into the fireplace. What? See, cat-proofing a place is sometimes, at least to an extent, like kid-proofing it. Yeah, it's kind of like that. So, what? In fact, sometimes cat-proofing is actually more involved because you can't just put up a gate and expect them to listen to that gate. You just can't. They're gonna jump over it. Alright, Miss Purdy Purr. I can't sit here overly long. Yeah, I'm still dealing with that, where even if I do lean to the other side, you know, I've got limits. But it's getting better, and that's what matters. I do not like being limited in my movement. I'm an active person, and I don't like not being active or as active as I like to be. I'm just not like that. So yeah. Yeah, you gonna purr? Oh, you look like you're about to fall asleep now. Did I get that spot? You know your brother's an asshole. Yeah. Yeah, I can hear him in the kitchen. He's such an asshole. He got made me clean up that hairball. Yeah, he's such an asshole. I love him anyway. And I love you. So anyway, yeah, I completely. Hey, no, you have to let go of my hand. Well, at least you're gentle about it. Well, thank you for letting go. Now you need to let go of my leg. Yeah. You're gonna have to let me get up and go clean up that mess. What? Oh. Go on. Go ahead, lay back down. No. No. Just stay there. I got stuff to do. Munchkin gonna be home in the next couple hours. I need to finish getting some stuff done. You know? Before the kid tornado comes home. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you like that, huh? Yeah. Okay. At this point, I have, no shame. Yeah, I'm constantly forgetting to hit the pause button on the recording, and I cannot go, and edit inside the videos. I can cut off, an end if I, have, a really long silence on the end or something, and I can cut off a beginning if I have, a really long silence on it, but that's using YouTube's tools during uploading. I don't have a program anymore to edit things. I used to. I actually used to make AMVs, too. Yeah, they weren't very good. It's not like I had, really good software, either. I was using the program that I had to what it could do, and I even did some things that, people don't think about because it had the time frames, the little... I would separate it up into time frames to do some of that stuff. There's this one where I made it look where I basically overlapped them, but the program that I had didn't have that option. And then I, got an updated version of it that did, and that was awesome, but I learned how to use certain tools to imitate layering. So, yeah. Basically, yeah. Anyway, there were a couple of them that the sound didn't match up the way that it was supposed to, so it didn't come out quite right, or some of the clips weren't the speed that they were supposed to be, and like the way that it was cut, it was supposed to be all together, but then like some of the images trailed off afterwards whenever it was finalized. Yeah, I had really crappy programs. The last one that I made, though, I had a semi-decent updated version. But then I had to like factory reset my computer and I couldn't recover it. So I couldn't like re-get it. So yeah, it's kind of stuck. So I just haven't gotten any more software like that. I don't really want to agree to something, which, by the way, is not an agreement. An agreement is something between two people. These stupid things that they say, like, if you use this program, you agree to it, which they often do after you've already paid for it, by the way. They should tell you this before you pay for it. So I just haven't even, like, bothered, because I don't want to agree to this. I don't agree to be spied on by something that I bought something from just because I bought something from them and want to use it for its intended purpose, which, you know, would... So, like, you don't buy eggs from the store and have to sign an agreement that they can monitor how many eggs you eat in a given week, or how many eggs your family eats and who eats them and blah, blah, blah in a given week. That's the equivalent of what a lot of these companies are doing now. They're like, tell us how often you use it, what other programs you use, what you use them for. Like, it's even worse than that. This would be like if you bought eggs from the store and it came with an agreement like that, but then it also said, oh, and we also want to monitor everything else that you eat too. Everything that you cook for your family, everything that your family eats. We want to monitor everything about you. That's what they do with a lot of these software programs. So I'm just like, I will just not edit. If I cannot have a program that doesn't want to be all up in my business simply because I'm using it for its intended purpose, like it wants all this other access and it wants to basically spy on me and my family, I'm just like, if I can't have it without that, I don't want it. That's my stance on it. It's not a very powerful stance because a lot of people don't even read it to know that stuff is even in there. But a lot of programs today have degenerated into this. It is the same level of creepy as it would be if, like, an old man broke into your home and went into your underwear drawer. And, yeah, like, it would still be creepy. It would never not be creepy. It's like somebody going through your trash or your laundry basket, you know? And I've actually had somebody do this. Yeah, we had a break-in a couple years ago. There was some... Like, it's never quite felt as safe, because this person had to have watched us. Because at the time, you know, I basically... It wasn't a big window of the day. I would go to the studio, and I would come back, and that day, whenever I came back from the studio... You know, because I had to be back in time for Chris to get him off the bus. And he was just... I would leave around 10, and I would come back like 2-3 hours later. And... in that amount of time, somebody broke in, they took some pictures of my kids and me, and they took underwear, dirty underwear. And the things that they took were all very intensely personal and really creepy. Like, they went into the dirty clothes basket and took underwear.